Hey, folks, welcome to Affiliate Nerd Out. I am your narrator, Dustin House, spreading that good word about affiliate marketing. Joining me today, head of partnerships and affiliate over at GetResponse. Welcome to the Nerdatorium, Erica.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, you are a B2B SaaS affiliate manager expert, and this is a small world. There's very few that really know how to grow a program in that space. I'm excited to talk about our big topic of recruiting and migration in the B2B space today.
Yeah, should be fun.
Let's get started with tell us about you and what you do.
I am the head of affiliate and partnerships at GetResponse. I've been here for 7 months now. Prior to this, I got my start in affiliate and partnerships at ActiveCampaign. Started off on the reseller side and then took over and was running the affiliate program. And then, COVID, so we could just leave it at that. And then I was running the program at Triple Whale. I launched and was running that program briefly. And then for the last year, so all of 2024, I was actually on the agency side at Hamster Garage, working with accounts and doing B2B. And then, yeah, I've been at GetResponse now for a couple months, and it's been great.
Excellent. And when you signed on to GetResponse, what did you notice first? What's like? Well, let's take a step back. When you come to a new program like this that is established, what is one of those first things you like to do?
Yeah, it's a good question. I really like to kind of take a look under the hood, see, what's going on, how big is the program? Are people engaged? I think that's really the biggest metric that I look at to see how sort of healthy the program is. I don't necessarily want a program where we have a ton of partners, but they're not engaged. And I think that's really what was going on at GetResponse and why, there was so much opportunity there. And so that's really the first thing that I do is take a look under the hood and see the quality of partners that are in there. Where are they coming from? What does that process look like for getting new partners into the program? And then we can talk about, optimizing our communications with them and the onboarding. But I think you have to start at the top.
Yeah. And when you say engaged, do you mean they're active, like responding to you and your newsletters? What does that mean to you?
For me, it's sales active. Yeah, I don't necessarily need them responding to my emails. I think that affiliates have so much on their plate right now, and it's only getting worse all the time. And so I don't necessarily need them replying and saying, "Hey, thanks for this" or whatever. But to me, I want to see that they are consistently putting out content, that they're sales active, and that they're really still prioritizing this among the 8,000 things that they have going on.
Sure thing. And getting on board, looking under the hood, you're making some kind of announcement. Hey, I'm the new person here. Like, come and hang out with me. Here's my calendar invite. What does that process look like to get them used to you?
Yeah, I think, when I came on, it certainly was a couple of emails of, hey, I'm kind of new here and here's who I am, here's my background. I think for me, I wanted to give myself a bit of legitimacy. The person who was in this role before me had been here for several years. People were very comfortable with him. They knew where to go for different things. And so, you don't want to sort of scare people off and all of a sudden you're like, "Hey, I'm new." And, I know I can come off a little bit like that. And so certainly, it was a couple of emails of, "Hey, I'm here. Here's what I have planned." And really reiterating that I wasn't planning to do anything that would impact their commissions, anything that would put them in harm's way. And I've stood by that. Any changes that I've made in the program have been for new partners only, and really making sure that current partners continue to get the service that they want and they know where to find us, and nothing will impact their bottom line.
Yeah. And, when you jump into a program that's established and you get an opportunity to evaluate whether or not the commission structure is right and whether the tracking solution is right for you as well. You came into a unique situation where you had an in-house program, and that can be a nightmare for most affiliate managers. How did you go about evaluating whether or not you're going to continue down that road or find a new solution that's a better fit?
Yeah. So when I came in, I sort of knew from the get-go that I didn't want to work with an in-house program. So I actually, as part of my interview process, said, I would love to join. It's a great opportunity, but I need it to be with the condition that we get some sort of external platform. And then when I came in, I did my research and, I've worked with Impact before, I've worked with Partner Stack before, and ultimately decided that Partner Stack was the best one for us, at this moment in time. And it's been great so far.
Gotcha. I'm a big fan of Partner Stack. I'm a big fan of Impact and Everflow. Like they all have their nuances that I need for a particular, but why Partner Stack in the end there?
Yeah, ultimately it came down to the network. They have, I think, as of now, it's like 18,000 affiliates and partners that are in all of the different programs. And so being able to tap into that network of affiliates and people who know what they're doing really was the most valuable thing. I think for B2C, Impact has every affiliate that you could want under the sun. And that's great. But for B2B, I find that everyone is on Partner Stack, or at least, most of the best ones.
Yeah, sales reps will try to drop a vanity metric of how many affiliates are in the platform, right? And I like that it's a neat number that's like not out of reach. You know that all of those affiliates that they're talking about are potential for you. Have you found that they have a marketplace that's pretty helpful in terms of like recruiting?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been super helpful. So you get a certain number of emails every week that you can send out, and I make sure to max out my number every single week. And I find that people are receptive. We're at like I'm looking at it right now. We have like a 15% join rate from, emails that I'm sending
Oh,
out and people that
okay.
are actually joining the program. And so we know that these are quality people who understand the space. So yeah, I think the network has been super helpful. PartnerStack is doing a lot to help navigate, right? 18,000 is a lot of partners to try
It
and
is.
sift through. And so I think it's been helpful just being able to have the different filters, and I can say, okay, today I'm recruiting specifically in the US, or I'm really going to focus on Germany or Poland. They actually just came out with like an AI thing. So they're actually now surfacing partners to us saying, hey, these would be relevant ones for your program
Mm,
and you might
that's
want to invite
helpful.
them. So yeah, to me, that's the most valuable part of any external platform. And I think PartnerStack does it really well.
Excellent. And getting into the recruitment portion of this, what are some of those tactics and tools that you're utilizing? Do you start with the personas first and then like start working into those?
Yes, all of the above. So certainly, we have our partner personas, it's everything from, your sort of mass media content creators, or publishers, individual affiliates and influencers, and then some of these like niche publishers that maybe don't get millions of views a month, but they're getting the right people to come visit. And when I think about it, I really think about what's going on with the company overall, right? So we are running a sort of simplify your tech stack campaign through the end of this year. And so I'm starting to think about, okay, which partners can I be recruiting to help support that? So these are going to be people that write about simplifying your tech stack, and
Mhm.
we can get them to talk about get response, or these are going to be consultants who this is what they do. They simplify tech stacks and they can go out and promote get response as an option to help you to do that. And so it's really thinking about what's going on with the company overall, and then what partners can I get to support that?
Great. Tell us about your outreach message to the folks that are on the platform first, and then we'll migrate into like external.
Yeah. So really the messaging is easy, right? Everything that I do, I want to be super easy for them. In my messaging, I'm very clear with what our commission structure is. I think I've seen a lot of programs where they sort of gatekeep the commission structure. They say, let us know if you want to learn more. I don't do that. I tell them exactly in the email that you can earn 40% for 12 months and it goes up from there,
Right.
including the little join now button, making sure that they understand the different resources that we have to help them create the content. So really, I learned, someone told me early in my career, like, be the easiest person for people to work with. And so I really try to do that with my partners starting at that recruitment is just, I don't want them to have to think and decipher my email. It's just very clear. Here's what we're doing. Here's what you can do. And the opportunities here. Let me know if you want to join.
Great. And 40%, 12 months, that seems like a very reasonable rate for a SaaS product. Super smart. Sounds very appealing. What do you do to negotiate or maybe there's wiggle room with some of those affiliates that you might want to, maybe they want a CPA instead.
Yeah. So everything that I do is backed by data, right? So I am certainly happy to have those conversations if people say, hey, we only work on a CPA, we only work on a CPL, and we've done a couple of those.
Okay.
And for me, it's really about trying to figure out, can I back into, I have a target CPA of $250, let's say. So can I, using the numbers that they're providing me for their traffic and their conversion rates and knowing our conversion rates, can I back into a $250 CPA if all goes according to plan? And if I can, then great, we can move forward with it. But if you're going to tell me that you only have, such a reach and such conversion rates, and we're going to be looking at $1,000, then I can't move forward with it.
Yeah. Do you get any wiggle room with like hey, I need sponsorship or I need hybrid at least? Like, is that helpful?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to, right? I think where affiliate managers fall short, and where affiliate programs sort of handcuff themselves, and is when they just say, here's our affiliate program and our commission, take it or leave it. I don't think that works in 2025.
Yeah.
So I think you have to. So, again, if I can make that case to my leadership and I know sort of my guardrail, it makes that really easy to do. But yeah, I think you have to these days.
Yeah. And when's the right time for somebody to get to that? Like you mentioned, hey, I'm going to take this job, but with the understanding that I'm going to move this to a major network. Did you put that in place as well? Like, hey, I'm going to need some budget for some upfront sponsorship to get our foot in the door.
It's funny, I didn't.
Okay.
If I could go back and tell previous Erica, then I would have done that. I kind of assumed that they were already doing that, but I learned once I joined that this would be kind of a new concept for Get
Mm,
Response. And so, it had to be something that we talked about after I joined, and they were obviously super supportive of it, because I was able to explain that I'm not just sort of willy-nilly making these agreements. But yeah, I think had I known, then I would have, earlier in the process said, hey, by the way, I'm going to need some sort of budget for these, like, non-traditional or experimental things.
okay. Great. I think that's a solid plan, like early on in the interview process. And it shows that you're creative as well. It might help you get that job and when coming up with a game plan for the future as well. Well, what about so you acquired an in-house program, you decided, "Hey, we're gonna go to Partner Stack." How was that migration process? What were those steps that you took?
Yeah. So we made the decision that we were going to take on Partner Stack, but it was only going to be for new partners of ours. I really, going back to what I was saying before, I didn't want to disrupt and all of a sudden start telling people, hey, you've been on this in-house program for years and this commission structure. We're going to, sorry, we're getting rid of that and coming over to Partner Stack. I did not want to do that. I wanted this to be only for new partners. If people want to come join us on Partner Stack with the new commission structure, totally, we'd love to have them. But I didn't want to force anyone to do it. So when we implemented it from day one, it was just for new partners that were joining. And so, the biggest thing that I had to do was sort of internal education and help my leadership team understand, what is this platform? Why do I feel so strongly about it? And then working with our developers to really build out that integration and make sure that things were set up the way that we needed them to be, sort of being that liaison between Partner Stack and my team. But we were able to do it in like 8 weeks, which was super fast. And I think having that prep ahead of time really helped.
Oh, great. Super smart. So, any tools that you would suggest? I know Publisher Discovery has a really cool migration tool that they have, but anything that you use that you would suggest to people?
So I use the discovery recruitment within Partner Stack very heavily. And then I'm also using this platform called Connecto that shows us who else is out there posting not only about us, but about our competitors. And so that one's really good at helping to surface these publishers that are, like I said, posting about our competitors and, giving me an opportunity to get in there and say, hey, we're here too. And here's why we're a little bit different.
Yeah. How long are you gonna be able to use Connecto? I know they, just got purchased not too long ago. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't. This is news to me. You're breaking news, Dustin.
I'm not breaking news. This is This is like 2 months old news just because, I'm in the industry and I have my own SaaS product and AffyStash, and they're a competitor, but not really a competitor. But yeah, they got acquired by a network. I just can't think of the name of it right now. It'll come to me.
I'll have to get in touch with my CSM. Clearly, I haven't been in touch with them as much as I should be.
Yeah, and congratulations to them, and super cool tool if you can afford it. Like, it was
Yes.
a good price, but that is a super good suggestion for big brands, making that migration. So the new program and the recruitment coming from in-house, it sounds like you're maxing out your efforts there. What about your external, the folks that you don't have in partner stack? How are you reaching out to the influencers and affiliates out there that you need to work with?
Yeah. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is my best friend. So getting out there, a lot of them aren't on LinkedIn. So it can be a little bit of a challenge to try and, navigate through, but being able to sort of go through and search for them and figure out, who's writing these things, who works at these different publications, especially on the influencer side. I think they're realizing that they do need to be on LinkedIn. So we've been able to find some. We are using a platform called Passion Fruit that's helping us connect with influencers. But in full transparency, influencers aren't like a huge part of our program. Yeah. So a little bit of passion fruit, LinkedIn. And then really like 90% of it is done in, trying to recruit from the Partner Stack network.
Okay.
There's so many of them.
Well, that's good. If it's working, then great. There are some marketplaces are designed a little bit differently. Not all of them are built the same. Um, Now, what about activation campaigns that you guys have? You mentioned earlier about something about simplifying your tech stack. Can you explain like what this campaign looks like?
Yeah, so this is gonna be a whole company sort of thing. We're gonna have, I think there's an ebook involved and, its own landing pages and our own PPC campaigns. And so I'm working with the team and actively involved to understand, what's our timeline on that? And then how can we use affiliates and partners to support this? Echoing the message that we have about, simplifying your tech stack. And so I'm out there trying to recruit, folks that can sort of echo this for us and just be the right fit to help it.
Yeah. And do you give these influencers you're working with an opportunity for a landing page for something like that?
We will, yes, to help them to sort of tie it all together. Yeah, for this campaign, we will have landing pages for everyone.
Awesome. And what about landing pages for influencers that you're reaching out to? Have you found any success with that yet?
We have some. I used to do it more at some of my previous roles, and I think they can work if you do them right and sort of have the landing page echo what they have in their content that led them to that landing page. So it's like
Yeah.
a, hey, you read about us on, so and so's blog. Here's the biggest points from that, and go ahead and sign up for a free trial. So yeah, I think landing pages can be helpful. We haven't been doing them at Get Response a ton, just a bandwidth issue. But certainly, I think they can be helpful.
Well, that's one of your guys's best features is the ease to build these landing pages utilizing your product. I would figure, the biggest advocates of your platform are going to be the ones that can build these kinds of things pretty easily.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. I mean, we have the ability to do it, but I'm a one-woman show, Dustin.
Sure.
And
I get it. Those orders can be challenging for sure.
yes.
Um,
Yeah.
awesome. Um, what about anything else you're seeing? Any other new trends in terms of affiliates in 2025?
Everyone's an AI expert. That is the biggest thing that I'm seeing is, we're getting caught up in every single AI blog. Everyone has an AI blog, an AI newsletter these days. And so I think that's trying to decipher where we want to be on those. Are we okay being listed on every single AI site, or do we want to be a little bit more strategic about those? So I think that's obviously a super important one. And then I think affiliates and influencers are getting more creative with their payment structures. I think especially on the influencer side, I'm seeing more that are coming to us. And I think 2-3 years ago, they were able to come in and say it's $5,000 for a video, no questions asked. And I think that now it's so hard to get traffic that they can't necessarily go out there and say that anymore. So they're more open to whether it's a hybrid, some sort of hybrid arrangement, or doing a package of videos. But I think there's more flexibility there than there used to be.
That's awesome. And the AI movement is people are increasing their followers on LinkedIn at an impressive rate utilizing AI and tools out there. Any success stories with AI gurus that are utilizing Get Response?
Not yet. I think everyone's still trying to figure it out, and it's a crowded space right now, so we don't have one that's sort of a standout yet.
Yeah. What about coupon strategy? I was talking to Adam Glazer not too long ago about in the B2B space, coupons don't really fit the bill. Like, it hasn't been a proven, especially in incrementality talk. But are you finding any wiggle room in like loyalty, CLO, anything of that nature?
You know, we keep them as part of our program, I think, just from a brand building perspective. I
Yeah.
think it's important to just have them available. To be honest, we don't see a ton of conversions coming from them, but they're in the program. I think I'm a big believer in CLO if it's done right. We had a lot of success when I was at Hamster Garage. We had a client that did CLO and we did it through Cardlytics and it did really well. It really helped us find the right people. And that was a B2B account. I think especially in B2B, CLO can be a great opportunity. Coupons, like I said, they're out there. I do more with individual promo codes and I'd rather give an individual affiliate a 15% discount, whatever it is, to just help get people over the line. But no, our biggest affiliate won't be these big coupon sites.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, really appreciate your insight in this whole migration process and the B2B space is always fascinating and really appreciate all your thoughts on this industry and how it's coming about. So, thanks for hanging out today, Erica.
Thanks for having me. This was great. See, wasn't it fun? I told you it would be fun.
Absolutely. It's always fun. I always enjoy people that smile and have a good time with things. So, thanks for being here and to all those folks, keep on recruiting.